Okay. Now let's continue to the next. If you understand about the computer programming, yeah, there is a kind of uh, multiple conditions. Okay, what is the multiple condition? We have like the operator AND, okay, operator NOT, operator OR. Yeah, in the computer programming, if you learn, at least there are two that you may learn about the AND and about the OR. So if you still remember, the concept of this is related with the mathematical. For example, we have P and then we have Q. Okay, just let me review a little bit. If it is true, and if it is true, then P and Q, the result, and then P or Q, what is the result? Okay, and if not P, what is the result? So if you still remember this one true or false, this one false and true, then this is false and false. So we can see that if it is AND, this is AND operator, then it is true, false, false, and false. If it is OR, then it is true, false. Okay, and then if it is not, then it is not P. Then it is false, it is false, it is the true and true. So it is the opposite of the P. Okay, so based on this concept, there are some operators like AND, OR, NOT, and OR. Okay. So let's see, this one is the updated code at the hello if.html. Okay, so you can put this code. Okay, you can copy and paste, and let's take a look on the hello if.html. Maybe you can put it in the below part. Oops. Oh, this might happen sometimes. Okay, if it happens, maybe you can copy and paste this one. Let's see, I have the notepad plus plus. Can I try this one? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Usually this one is about the string. Okay, so the string cannot be directly copy and paste in some places. So there are some space character in the string. Okay, so you need to delete in order to fit with the HTML file. Okay, so I will just delete this one, and then I change with the one that I put on the notepad plus plus. Okay. So you can delete some not important string, so it will fit with the HTML file. Okay. Now you can try to run. If you already have this code, this is the code that I share on the PowerPoint, and then you can see the result. So this is the code, and then we are in the second. So we have the if else true, and let's see what is the result. This one. So we have var A is greater than 5 and var B is less than 8. If both condition is true, then we are going to print yes. var A is greater than 5 and var B is less than 8. True. Okay. So if both condition is true, we will do this one. What about if one of these condition is false? Then we will print false. Then we can see the result. It is false. Oh, why? Okay, so if you take a look on the, we are in the hello if.html. It is connected with the views.py. So the variable A is 9. Okay. And then the variable B is 8. Okay. 9 is greater than 5. Yes. 8 is less than 8. No. Okay. Because the condition is, we have the condition greater than 5 and less than 8. So if you put this one equal sign, the case might be different. So you will get yes, 9 is greater than 5 and 8 is less than 8. Oh, this is something. Okay. Oh, okay. Because I put the equal sign and then is less than or equal to. Okay, so you can add anything in this HTML file, so it will fit with the requirement. Like this one, it is less than or equal to 8. So using this element tag with the curly bracket and present, you can call the if, and then you can use the operator and. And then for every variable in the views, like for example, the var A and var B, you can use the double curly bracket. So here we have var A and we have var B. And then we have another element tag, and we are using the curly bracket and the percent to indicate that this is a part of the Django, which is about the if else. And don't forget, for every if, we need to write an if. Okay. Yeah, you can use the not. Okay. And if tags do not allow and or clause with the same text. Okay. So this and means the and this is the or clause with the same text, because the order of logic will be ambiguous. So if you put the and an or like this one, yeah, it will be confusing for the Django. So the result would be false. Okay. So if you have those two kind of condition, you can separate. Okay. So for example, okay, is if the athlete list and coach list or here reduced list. Okay. In this case, you can make a several kind of condition. For example, if the condition athlete list is true, then I would like to check if the coach list or theory list. Okay. So by using this one, the structure will be much better than the previous one, even though the meaning is the same. Okay. So the logic is the same, because we have it is true, we will do this one. If you are doing this one, the template tag in Django cannot understand, and it might be ambiguous. Okay? Ambiguous means sometimes it can be true, sometimes it can be false. So please remember about this one. Okay, this is about the if else. Next, this is another kind of structure in programming language for loop. Usually we use for to indicate the loop, and then the same with the other programming language. We have the for to indicate what is the beginning and what is the ending. In this Python statement or in this Django statement, so we have you already learned in Python before. We have something, for example, y. Okay, y is like list, or y is set, y is dictionary, or y is a tuple. So we need to put one variable to iterate into the list. Each time through the loop, the template system will render everything between for, and then you need to start with the curly bracket and percent and curly bracket, and then you need to type also the end for. Okay. It is good if you put the UL or OL. Do you still remember what is UL? What is UL? Do you still remember? Unordered list. Okay, that's good. Immune you. So if we have the unordered list, it means every time we know there is an element in the, let's say this one is athlete list. Athlete list, maybe it is about the name of the athlete. And then for every name, we will put in the order list. Order list. Order list. Let's see one example. Okay. I would like to list up the day. In this case, again, we will do three things: views, URL, and HTML. Okay. Let's make the view first. In the view, we will make a new function for loop. And then we will import one function which is date time. So let's see, I will copy and paste this one. And then let's put it into the file views.py in the folder post. So we have the views.py, and then I will put in the below part after if else, like this one. Okay. So you have one import, which is the date time. And then you have one more function, which is for loop. And you just put the request like this one. I will explain later about the code. So we will go to the next. After we define the views, let's define the URL. What is the URL? Yeah, in this case, I will just use 3. Okay. I will just use 3 to connect to the for loop function. So I need to update the URL as.py. Okay, I need to update the URL.py, and then if I go to the URL tree, I would like to update. I would like to watch the result from the function for loop. So if you press the control here, okay, then you will go to the function for loop. Okay. After you have the views and URLs, let's create the HTML file. Okay. I will explain not all, but let's try to figure out the for loop in the Django. So you can copy and paste this HTML file. So you can copy and paste this HTML file. And then let's create one HTML file. The new HTML file is hello underbar for. And let's put it in the folder templates. So in the folder templates, let's create a new file. And then HTML file. And then I create hello underbar for. And then delete the basic code, and then just copy and paste from the PowerPoint and put all the codes into the hello underbar for.html. Okay, so there is one more file, hello underbar for.html. If you finish with the 3 steps, the views, the URLs, and the HTML, and let's try. In this case, we are using the link tree because I define the URLs.py with the index tree. Okay, you can define by yourself what kind of URLs. So this is the URLs tree. Okay, so for example, you want to define this is about the for loop. Okay. Yeah, you can define with the for. You can change in this part. Okay. Now let's just use tree so you can take a look what is the result. Okay, there are several results here. What does it mean? So let's take a look one by one. Okay, I will give you some times so you can try to copy and paste from the PowerPoint into your Python, and then please try to show this one in your web browser, and after that we will discuss the code one by one. Any problems? Okay, then let's go to the code. Yeah, as I mentioned to you, this tree is defined by yourself. So let's say if you want to change like this one, for, okay, then because you define this is for, I would like to use this with for. Okay, so the result is this one. And then if you go to 3, then it will be error. No false for. Okay. So you can see here, if you are not defining the URL, there is an error. It's not found for 04. So this is the common error in the HTML. For 04 means you cannot find the HTML file. And the URL conf will give you the information about the URL configuration. In this case, your Django will contain admin, and then there will be one post for accessing the index, and then there will be another post, and 2, it will be accessing the if else, and there will be another link for loop with using the URL of for. So this is from the link that you define here. And the URLs also from the first URLs in the parent folder. Okay. So in this case, we don't need to use this one first, admin and post. So we already learned about the post, the index. Okay. For the admin, I think I will explain in the next PowerPoint. So we have the URLs in the post, and then we have the views. In the views, we have one data. So this data, we are using list. It is about the week name. Okay. Yeah, I put it weekday. Okay. I just put the weekday as the variable name. And it contains of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I have one variable today. And today we'll be using the datetime function. This is the datetime. And then I would like to access the datetime. It means I would like to know the information about date and time of today. Okay. So today is 25th March. So I would like to know the information of today. And then I would like to know the weekday. So it is like the sequence after you have the first date time and then you have the second date time. So you can see if you put your mouse, okay, if you put your mouse here, you can see this information. Okay, this is about the date time. So you can access the year, month, day, hour, minute, second, microsecond. Okay. So you can have those information with this date time. For this today, now you can see that this is to construct a date from time. And then this is weekday. For this weekday, it will return the day of the week. So Monday will be 0. And Sunday will be 6. So this is the standard in the time format in any programming languages. So the Monday, you see this definition in the list. It is also the same with the date time. So we have Monday in the index 0, Tuesday index 1, Wednesday index 2, and so on. Today is Thursday. Then what is the index? 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the number will be 3. And then, yeah, I would like to load the template hello for. Okay, so we'll access the hello for. And then I would like to use the context. In this case, there will be 2. The first is today. The today that you will show in the HTML file will be the same with the today that you define in this Python. And then weekday in the HTML file will be the same with the weekday in the Python. And then the final one will be the returning values to show the HTML with the context that you define in the Python. So you can go to the for loop and let's see one by one. The first is for loop today. What is today? Okay, I will just use for because I changed the for. Okay, for loop 3. Why it is 3? Because we have the today equals to the weekday, and it is the weekday of today, and today is Thursday. The result will be 3. Okay, so I'm not sure. Can we just, for example, I put -1. Now it becomes 2. Okay. Next, in the hello for, we have the for loop. The for loop here is, we have a list of character or a list of digit, and we want to separate for each of the number. In this case, I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Even though it is in the one set, okay, Python or in the Django, they will separate in a separate element. So 0 will be one element, 1 it will be another element, 2 it will be another element, 3 it will be another element, and so on, because it is in the single quote. Okay, so if you still remember, when we create a list of this kind of string, this kind of string will be defined as one character in a list. So I would like to get every of the element. So every of the element, it means I would like to get 0, and then I would like to get 1, I would like to get 2, I would like to get 3, okay, and so on. Now, if the condition is true for this for loop, I would like to use the for loop dot counter 0. What is the for loop counter 0? Now you can see the for loop counter and for loop counter 0, it is a little bit different by using the index. Okay. So the counter, it will start with the I index. For the counter 0, it will be starting with the 0 index. So I here is usually referred to the first or number 1. We know that this is 0. Yeah, this is starting with 0. So if you start this one, you can see there is a 0. Maybe I will just use this. Okay, I will give another break line so you can see the difference. Okay. PR means the break line. Okay, so this is the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you print it in the, because I want to get one element, so the space will be the separator between the element. How about if I change this into counter, not counter 0? So based on the definition, counter means from the I index. Now it starts from 1. It starts from the index number 1, but oh, what is it? Now it shows not the element, but it shows the index. It means this is the index number 1, this is index number 2, index number 3, and so on. It doesn't show the element here. So it shows the index. Okay. So the current iteration of the loop, and then it shows by whether it is using the 0 index or the I index. The second, I would like to have like this one. Okay. If I have this x, okay, I don't know how many of these. Let's say I just put this one, and then I would like to look. So I would like to check how many of this item. Okay. Then if you run in your web page, you will see that, okay, there are 26 of x. Okay. Yeah, if you want to delete some part, okay, let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If I have 5, then now you can see there are 5 items. So the for loop counter means I want to show the index. Regardless the item, what is the item inside of the list or what is the item inside of the tuple, all will be shown only based on the index. And then if I change this into counter 0, okay, if it is 0, then it will be back again to 0 index. So the index will be from 0 or the index will be from 1. Okay. And then if you want to have another kind of loop, there will be another variation. We call it ref counter. Ref counter means I would like to count from the latest one or the final one, or we can say from the end of the loop. So what is the end of the loop? Yeah, if I have this one is 26, you will see the starting point is 26 and it goes to 1. So it is a decrement loop. And the other counter is ref counter 0. So this ref means reverse. Okay. This ref means reverse. So this is also another reverse. Oh, sorry, this is HTML. Oh, okay, I forgot. Okay, I cannot make comment with that one. So this is reverse counter, and the index will be ended with 1, and this is the reverse counter. The final index will be ended by 0. Okay. Now there are some other kind of loop, first and last. According to the definition, it will show you true if this is the first time through the loop. And for the for loop last, it will be true if it is the last time through the loop. Okay. So the result here, true, because I would like to see what is the first. So this is the first. Yes, it is true. And the other are false. Okay, so I want to know what is the first element in the loop. And okay, this is true because this is the first. And the remaining values are not the first, so it is false. The other is the reverse or the opposite. Okay, we want to know where is the last one. Okay, this is the last element, so this is true. And the other is false. Okay, the other value are false. So this is the for loop first and for loop last. Now I would like to look the weekday. For this weekday here, the data that I use in the views.py, the weekday is using the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I would like to have one value, which is I, and let's look for every element in the weekday. Because I know that the weekday contains of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. So the value of I here is the value from this Python comment, and I would like to print I. The result will be every element in the weekday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it is totally the same with the for loop in Python. We can also use multiple loop or nested loop. In Python, you can use double loop. Okay. So you can use double loop. Oh, okay. This is the explanation. Okay. Yeah, this is the nested loop. So the nested loop means I have one for and then I have another for. The first for will do something, and after the first for doing something, there will be another for to check another loop. For example, yeah, this is the country, and in the country there will be city. So for example, there are countries South Korea, Indonesia, and America, for example. So when the country list is South Korea, so it will check what is the city list. The city in South Korea is Seoul, Busan, Daejeon, and then after it shows all the cities in South Korea, it will be written back to the countries. So it will go to the next country, for example, America. And then in the America, it will check what are the city lists. It will show the city, for example, yeah, the New York or yeah, California and so on. And then it goes back again to the countries and so on. Okay. And don't forget, for every for we have and for. For every for we have and for. Note that in the for loop, if you are using the Python before, there is a syntax about break, and there's a syntax about continue. But in Django or in those web environment, break and continue do not work. Okay, so I explain this one. There is no support for breaking out. So there is no support for break, and there is no support for continue. So you cannot use break, you cannot use continue in Python Django. If you take a look on this for loop, okay, I have weekday. Yeah, this is only example, okay. So I have the weekday, and then I have the J. J is containing like 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 elements. So I can have the I. I is the element in the weekday, and then I would like to do the for loop, parent loop counter. What is it? We have one more attribute, which is parent. If you see this one, yeah, the result will be Monday 1, Monday 1, Monday 1, Monday 1. And then Tuesday 2, Tuesday 2, Tuesday 2, Tuesday 2. And then Wednesday 3, Wednesday 3, Wednesday 3, Wednesday 3. We have 4 times printing for every line. Why? Because we have 4 elements in this one. X, 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 there are 4 elements. So for every line, we need to print 4 times. The first that we want to print is the I. I is the element, for example, the Monday. And then we would like to loop this on the parent loop counter. The parent loop counter, it will be 1 if it is in the line 1, or it will be 1 it will be 1 if it is the first element. It will be 2 if it is the second element. It will be 3 if it is this third element, and so on. Now, if I change to 0, what happened? If I change to 0, what happened? Then it will show Monday 0, Monday 0, Monday 0, Monday 0. So it will be different if I change to this one. Okay, I will block this one. So the parent loop will be a description. We will not run this one, and we will run this one, full loop counter. If you check the result, it will be a number according to the number of elements in the second loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I hope you understand how to deal with the nested loop. Okay. Please check again. So this is comment. Comment means I will not execute those statements. So I explain all those things here. We are doing the counter 0, ref counter 0, first, last, and the parent loop. So the parent loop is to reference to the first for loop object, okay, not the nested one. So the last one, I would like to explain about the if equal and if not equal. In this case, the if equal is to compare two values. The if equal will be ended with the and if equal. The same with the if, okay, just same with the if, we will use the curly bracket and percentage to indicate the if equal. And if you need the else, yeah, you can also use else. It is just kind of optional. So let's see if we have the if equal function. In this case, I would like to put the new function into the fuse.py. Okay. So please remember again the step: fuse, URLs, and HTML. So I will copy and paste. I will put it into the fuse.py. So here's a new function, if equal function. I have var a equals to 6, var b equals to 5, and then, yeah, this is the template. I would like to access the hello if equal HTML, and then I have the context one. The context one contains of variable a and variable b. Okay. Now I would like to go to the next one, the URL. In this URL, I would like to continue with the number 4. You can go to the urls.py and then put the path. Again, the path, now you will use for the number, and then it will access the function if equal function. Okay. The last one will be the HTML file. So you can just copy and paste. Okay. And then you can make a new template. You can make a new HTML file and then make it hello underbar if equal. and then delete the source code and then paste from the PowerPoint. Okay. After you have this one, you can run. If I run the for, now we have if equal. The idea of if equal is simple. It is only to check the equality between two values. Here, if equal for A for B, then yeah, it is equal. So I would like to call the for A, and then I would like to print the equals to, and then I would like to call for B. And don't forget to put the and if equal. If it is not equal, so you can define if not equal. Not equal for A for B. So if the condition is true, then you will print that the part A is not equal to part B. And don't forget to put the and if. If the name is if not equal, you need to end with and if not equal. If it is if equal, then you need to end with and if equal. Okay. You can change if you want. Let's say I would like to try with the number 6 and 6. So the numbers are equal. After you have this one, you can refresh. Now it will change. 6 equal to 6. Okay. Okay. So we already learned about the Python, and then we learned about the Django basic with the PyCharm environment. Okay. So I guess you already know all the basic template like the for, if equal, and then you know how to create the views and connect it to the HTML file. Yeah, and the next thing we will learn more about the Django template with the database. So let's have a break. After the break, I will continue again.